Swift. Today is going to be going over a quote from former national champion football coach with the Florida Gators and Ohio State, Urban Meyer. He says, "Excellent comes from self improvement, not comparison." This speaks volume about the mindset needed for sustainable success, especially in athletics, but also in other areas of life. Let's break it down. First, the focus on internal growth. What's on the inside? Excellence in this view isn't about being better than others. It's about first being better than you were yesterday. I know a lot of you have heard this quote, be better than yesterday. Urban Meyer's emphasizing the greatness as a byproduct of continuing personal development, not external validation. When athletes or individuals constantly compare themselves to others, they risk losing sight of their own progress. We often see this as we get distracted with, rankings, prep dig volleyball. You got the 5-star rankings for football. It breeds insecurity and complacency for a lot of people, depending on who you're comparing yourself to. But when the focus shifts inward, the metrics becomes your own effort, consistency, and growth. That's where true excellence is forged. Number two, the comparison trap. Comparison is tricky because it can undermine confidence when others are ahead or seem ahead, create false pride when others seem like they're behind you and you think you got it in the bag, right? It can distract from what actually needs improvement. Urban Meyer is essentially saying don't waste energy just focusing, watching the lanes beside you, just run your own race. As much as we want to see what's going on side to side at other people, we have to see what's going on in front of us. We have to look in our own mirrors and at ourselves, okay? Comparison might spark temporary motivation. We've all seen others on our team, others across the court that we're always going up against every year, and we think, okay, that's my motivation, become better than them, and that works. But we also have to understand the bigger motivation throughout the year. This, if we keep looking at others and who we need to become better at, this can lead to burnout, and we always want to prevent burnout, jealousy, and a shallow sense of worth. Because eventually, if you keep comparing yourself to others and you think my progress is based on if I'm better than them or not, and let's say you don't quite catch up to them for years, you might start thinking, I suck. I am not good. I'm just gonna quit. And you don't want that. Because then you lose sight of the fact that you came from well behind, maybe if you were talking about rankings, 20 other spots down, and now you're 2 spots away. Okay. We gotta see the big picture. Number three, self improvement is controllable. You can't control how fast someone else improves, how genetically gifted they are, or the opportunities they get, but you can control your work ethic, your recovery, your mindset, your daily habits, your willingness to learn. Okay? That's empowering because it brings excellence back into your hands. Urban Meyer's coaching philosophy often emphasized preparation and personal accountability. And this quote reflects that. I think a lot of this because he worked too close to the military academies for a while, and then he always loved that mindset and a lot of those core values, and he took it to the everyday state schools and beyond. A champion's mindset. Many elite performers, athletes, coaches, musicians, entrepreneurs echo the same idea. Excellence is a process, okay? Progress is a process. We all see that on shirts every day of our life. It's about mastering your craft over time. It's the daily grind, your daily grind, the details, your tiny wins. Comparison short circuits that process, okay? Once again, you're going to lead to burnout. And when we do this, we want to make sure that we're having this balance, okay? Like, I am nowhere near a lot of my friends that got me into working out a lot, that got me into working harder in college, that got me into becoming a better person, okay? I am not even close to a lot of them, but I have focused so much on my own growth over time because I recognize my differences to them. I recognize the exact direction and pace and everything that I wanted to go. So while I do want to use them as motivation because, hey, they can get better, I can become better, I also want to look at my own growth. Okay. And I want a lot of you to look at your own growth as well. You can look at all the rankings that you want, but never lose sight of where you once were 6 months ago, 12 months ago, 18, 24 months ago, so on and so forth. Okay. So don't fall for the comparison trap. It's a good motivation, but it's not the one that you should be living and breathing every single day.